production of L'Enfance de Christ is designed to be a total experience, meaning that not only the performance of the piece is a spiritual experience, but also the preparation of the piece, and for those who are involved in making it. And that can include also the audience on the evenings of the performance that take place in it. They are also part of making it. In-Series is very engaged in trying to help people relate to opera as a community experience, as an art form that helps us have conversations that would otherwise be difficult or impossible. I like to say that art which is unconcerned with justice is obscene, and this piece takes a seminal work from the classical repertoire and retools it as a relevant talking point for the issues that we face as a society today. L'Enfance de Christ tells the story of the Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, and the Christ child, being warned that Herod, the king of the Jews, is planning to kill all of the male children under 2 years of age, and the angels warn Mary and Joseph that they should leave with the child and escape to Egypt. And when they arrive in Egypt, and this part isn't biblical, it's made up by Berlioz, they encounter a heathen, an Ishmaelite, who welcomes them into his home, who gives them all the food they need, who says they can stay with them. So what it's really about is a migrant family that's fleeing persecution in their homeland, going on a long and arduous journey to a new land where they're offered radical and abundant hospitality. The way we'll present this piece is quite unique. It's not something that I think has been tried in Washington before. We're going to be presenting it in the Sanctuary Foundry United Methodist Church, which is one of the most important and historically justice-seeking churches in Washington, D.C. And in their historic and beautiful sanctuary, we will stage the drama all throughout the church. So it will take place in the altar position, it will take place in the audience throughout the congregation, it will take place in the balcony, it will move throughout it, just as the story is about a family journeying. The audience can choose two ways to experience the piece. One, they could sit and watch it in a traditional function, it'll be presented in the round, or they can choose to participate in the production itself, which means a group of, say, 25 to 30 people will journey with the actors, with the singers playing the different roles, and they themselves will take on the different roles in the piece. So there are soothsayers, there are shepherds, there are other migrants, there's the family that welcomes Mary and Joseph at the end of the piece. There are many different characters throughout the piece that will be taken by the audience in real time, and they'll be guided through this experience by a group of performers joined by community volunteers that have been rehearsing this piece, and will lead them through the production with signs as to how they can participate. We've also commissioned two wonderful young emerging artists who are both affiliated with the Corcoran School of Design that are creating an installation for the inside of the sanctuary. So they will create an art piece which consumes the entirety of the sanctuary, which depicts the themes of the piece, but also a reflection of the migrant experience. This includes a living nativity, it includes a depiction of Herod's seat of power, and then most importantly, it depicts a representation of the experience of journeying, of searching for home. And this is also interactive with the audience. So the audience and community members before the event are invited to send in messages or to write messages about what home means to them. And then throughout the performance, these are collected by the performers and added to the pieces of artwork in the performance. So as the audience watches the performance, they also see the artwork grow into something new. And with each performance, the piece will change and evolve into a new representation of what home means. So one of the reasons we wanted to partner with Foundry is because of their legacy of not only being interested in justice and justice as a necessary extension of faith, but because of also their history of acting towards justice. So they're participating in the performance with an action fair after each of the evenings of the performance, where audience members that are moved by the performance and want to learn more about how they can take actionable steps towards improving the lives of those who are in need can go and find out more information for how they can become involved in that. We're exploring as a company what is the meeting place, what's the nexus between faith and justice and art. And that includes, of course, the tie between faith and art, and how making art is a spiritual practice, how experiencing art is a spiritual experience that changes who we are as human beings and collectively changes who we are as a society.